What's going on, and welcome back to my channel, Joe Zaccardelli. Today, we're checking out this Seiko Automatic divers from the early 1990s. And let me guess, you may be watching this video because you're wondering, how much is my Seiko wristwatch worth today? Great question, and I'm happy you're here because we're gonna have an answer for that. While watching this video, please understand that there are other Seikos out there that do look similar to this Seiko that I will be talking about today. And make sure you pay attention to all of the items that we cover on this watch in this video, such as the case, the hands, the dials, the bracelet, and the overall condition of all those items. I'm going to be telling you my opinion on this Seiko wristwatch based on the current condition that this wristwatch is in right now. Whenever buying to resell or buying to collect, make sure you do your own research, and let's have fun learning a little bit more about this great hobby, because this is for entertainment purposes only. I've had this wristwatch now for about 3 or 4 years, and I got it in a trade, and I gave the guy about $150 worth of trade value for this wristwatch in its current condition. Was it a good trade? Let's find out together by seeing where the real value lies in this Seiko diver. If you find value in this video, please consider subscribing. If not, leave a comment below. Tell me how I can improve for you. I'd appreciate it. In the 1990s, when this Seiko was made, Seiko actually unveiled its innovative kinetic energy technology, which combined the accuracy of quartz movements with the self-generating power of an automatic movement. Kinetic watches use a rotor to generate electricity, which is stored in a capacitor or a battery to power the watch. All right, let's jump into this watch and see where the value lies and how I did, whether it went up in value or down in value. Let's get it. Now, looking at this wristwatch from afar, first thing we're gonna look at is the bracelet. On this watch, if you can't tell, this is not the original bracelet. The original bracelet would be a rubber bracelet because this is a diver's watch. And without having the original bracelet on it, it is going to definitely hurt the value of this watch. It currently has a NATO strap on it, and I do like those on certain watches. Next, let's dive into the bezel on this watch. As you can see, the bezel on this watch is a rotating bezel, meaning you can rotate it. However, it does have some overall damage on it. Some people hate it, some people love it. It can drive the price up or it can drive the price down depending on what collector wants this watch. I like that look because if I ever wanted to wear it out, it doesn't bother me if I ding it on something when I'm passing by. Next, we're going to be looking at the dial and the hands. As you can see, the dial says the Seiko Automatic. It's water resistant up to 150 meters. And as you can see right here, the hands are reloomed. That will definitely hurt the value negatively. Any way you look at it, if your hands are reloomed, and especially reloomed not very well, it's going to hurt the value of it. So always pay attention to the hands and the dial and the condition of those, because if you do replace a loom on those hands, a lot of times it will not match the loom on the dial, so you're going to have to scrap everything and start all over if you want perfection. The case on this is a stainless steel case, and if you really want to do your research and find out what Seiko watch you have and the actual value behind it, is what you do is go to the back of this wristwatch, and right here you will see numbers right after Seiko. It will say 7002, 7009 if it's the same watch as this one. And that's when you can start really doing your research and figuring out which watch you actually have. If it's these exact numbers, then you would know you would have the movement in here is a 7002. And then the 7009 will refer to the case that it should be in. And then you can go to Google, put that in, and it'll start bringing it up. And then when you're checking out the value of your watch, what you want to do is look at the hands, look at the dial. They come in different colors, so pay attention to that. Sometimes the hands are different. Sometimes the marking on where the water resistant is, waterproof. You got to look for words, what the exact words say, and where the words are located. Sometimes there will also be jewels marked on the dial as well, and that can affect the price, positive or negative, depending on how many was made. Next thing you want to know, and the most importantly, is does it work and does it keep time? This watch does work and it does keep time as it should. However, the hands do look something awful. One thing to look for on these cases, besides if it's in good condition, not scratched, not beat up, is that the crown can actually screw down and unscrew as it should. Sometimes the crowns can get gummed up and or the threads start to wear out, and that will definitely affect the value of your wristwatch. The crown does work properly, it does set properly, it does set time properly, and it does the date advance properly on this. Now, the reason we're all here is to evaluate how much is my Seiko wristwatch worth. There are some key features in determining how much this wristwatch would go for. I'm gonna make the assumption, are gonna put it on eBay, we're gonna list it properly, we're gonna take the best pictures that we possibly can, and we're gonna describe it accurately with all those things being true. The case, the bezel, the hands, the dial, the watch running and keeping time, the crown works properly, it sets properly, we are missing the rubber bracelet on it. With that determining factor on this watch, I would say my fair assessment for this watch would be between $60 and $100. Wah, wah, wah. Yes, I overpaid in today's money. However, like I said before, prices go up and prices go down. 4 years ago, that was a good deal on these. Now, the market comes up, the market goes down. I'll only lose money if I actually sold this today. Little bit unique and different watch in my collection, and for $150, I'm happy to hold on to it. Remember, the $60 to $100 is solely based on this specific wristwatch. Your watch could be better, it could be worse. Make sure you pay attention to the details that are on your watch when determining the value of your wristwatch. Very happy you joined me today. As always, be on the lookout for mechanical art. The hunt is real. Until next time, see you later. Describe it accurately. Stop watching me, Swan. All right, let's look at this Seiko 72. Let's look at this. All right, let's look at the. All right, let's take a look. Fun fact about the Seiko